Do you ever feel like anxiety is running your life, trapping you in a constant loop of worry? What if I told you that there's an ancient wisdom, thousands of years old, that can help you break free? In the next few minutes, you'll learn a simple yet powerful teaching from the Buddha that has helped millions find calm, clarity, and peace of mind. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll walk away with a tool that could truly transform your life. Buddhism, ancient wisdom for modern minds. Buddhism is often seen as a spiritual path, but its teachings go far beyond religion. At its core, it's a guide to understanding the mind, how our thoughts, emotions, and attachments shape our experience of the world. The Buddha taught that suffering is part of life, but it doesn't have to control us. When we become aware of how we think and react, we gain the power to reduce, or even let go of, the suffering we create within ourselves. One of the most eye-opening truths in Buddhism is this: our inner world, our thoughts, fears, and desires, is often the root of anxiety. By changing how we relate to those thoughts and feelings, we can radically shift our experience of life. You don't need to become a monk or follow rituals to benefit from these teachings. Buddhism offers practical tools that anyone can use, tools to help us live with greater mindfulness, compassion, and emotional balance. Mindfulness, the art of being present. One of the most transformative tools Buddhism offers is mindfulness, known as sati in ancient teachings. Mindfulness is simply being fully present, observing our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without judgment or attachment. In our modern world, we're often lost in thought, worrying about the future or replaying the past. This constant mental chatter fuels anxiety. Mindfulness teaches us to come back to the now, to ground ourselves in the present moment where peace can be found. When we're mindful, we create space between ourselves and our thoughts. We begin to see that our thoughts are not facts, they're just passing events in the mind. With consistent practice, we can stop being pulled around by every fear or worry and instead respond with calm awareness. You don't need to sit in silence for hours to practice mindfulness. It can happen anytime, while eating, walking, even during a conversation. The key is to be fully present with what you're doing. The power of the breath. A simple but powerful way to practice mindfulness is through your breath. Try this. Take a deep inhale. Feel the air fill your lungs. Now exhale slowly. Feel the tension release. This small act of breathing with awareness can reset your nervous system, calm your mind, and anchor you in the present. It's one of the fastest ways to shift out of anxiety and into clarity. Letting go of anxiety's grip. Mindfulness also helps us become aware of our emotional responses. When anxiety arises, we can notice it without judgment: tightness in the chest, racing thoughts, shallow breathing, and simply observe rather than react. By doing this, we remove anxiety's power. We're no longer controlled by it. It becomes just another passing experience, not who we are. Emotions come and go. They don't define us. Mindfulness teaches us to allow emotions to arise and pass, like waves on the ocean, without clinging to them or pushing them away. Living with presence, peace, and gratitude. As you bring mindfulness into your life, you'll notice subtle but profound changes. The pressure to always be doing or achieving fades. You'll feel more connected, to yourself, to others, to the present moment. Anxiety begins to lose its grip, not because life gets easier, but because you become steadier. You'll also start noticing the good that's already around you: your breath, the beauty of nature, the warmth of connection. This shift from fear to gratitude enhances your well-being on every level. A new way to live. With mindfulness, you gain more than just a technique, you gain a new way to live. One rooted in awareness, compassion, and peace. You become less reactive, more resilient, and better able to face life's ups and downs without being overwhelmed. Anxiety doesn't have to control you anymore. You have the power to choose presence over panic, clarity over chaos, and peace over fear. As we deepen our understanding of detachment, we naturally come face to face with one of the most profound teachings in Buddhism: impermanence. Known in Pali as anicca, impermanence is the truth that everything, our thoughts, emotions, experiences, relationships, and even our sense of self, is in constant flux. Nothing lasts forever. Everything changes. This idea may seem unsettling at first. We tend to crave stability. We want to hold on to what's pleasant and avoid what's painful. But clinging to what is ever-changing is like trying to hold water in our hands. It inevitably slips through our fingers. And this struggle, this resistance to the flow of life, is where much of our anxiety arises. When we begin to truly internalize the impermanent nature of life, something shifts. We stop resisting change. We stop trying to force things to stay the same. Instead, we begin to flow with life rather than against it. And in that flow, there is peace. Take a moment to reflect on a past worry or fear, something that once consumed you. Chances are, it has already passed. The situation changed. Your feelings shifted. You moved through it. This is the nature of impermanence. No matter how intense an emotion or situation may feel in the moment, it is temporary. Everything comes and everything goes. This understanding gives us space. It gives us permission to stop grasping, to stop fearing change, to trust in the natural unfolding of life. Practicing with impermanence. To integrate the concept of impermanence into your daily life, try this simple practice. Observe the little changes. Notice how your breath changes moment to moment. How your emotions shift throughout the day. How the sky looks different each time you glance up. By observing these small changes, you begin to attune your mind to the ever-changing nature of reality. Use difficult moments as reminders. When anxiety arises, gently remind yourself, this too shall pass. You are not frozen in this moment. Just like every other feeling you've had before, this one will fade as well. Let go of clinging. Whether it's a thought, an expectation, or an outcome, see if you can loosen your grip just a little. Ask yourself, can I allow this to be, without needing it to stay or change? This isn't about becoming detached in a cold or indifferent way. It's about embracing life's ebb and flow with grace. When we stop fighting change, we discover a sense of inner freedom that no external circumstance can shake. The middle way, balance in all things. In Buddhism, this journey of detachment and impermanence isn't about extremes. The Buddha taught the middle way, a path between denial and indulgence, between control and chaos. It's about balance. We care deeply, but we don't cling. We feel emotions fully, but we don't become consumed by them. We engage with life, but we don't try to control it. This balanced approach helps us cultivate a grounded presence. Instead of riding emotional highs and lows, we begin to find a steady center, calm in the storm, rooted in awareness. From anxiety to acceptance. As we explore detachment, impermanence, and the middle path, we uncover a new relationship with anxiety. Instead of fearing it or fighting it, we begin to understand it. We realize that anxiety often arises from our attachments, our need for things to be a certain way, our fear of change, our resistance to the present moment. Through the lens of Buddhist wisdom, we learn that we don't have to chase peace. We simply need to stop resisting what is. By letting go, we actually gain something far more valuable: freedom. Freedom from the need to control. Freedom from the fear of loss. Freedom from the weight of expectation. Looking ahead, cultivating compassion. In the next chapter, we'll explore the transformative power of compassion, both for ourselves and for others. Compassion is not only a cornerstone of Buddhist practice, but also a key to healing the inner wounds that fuel our anxiety. We'll discover how developing a kind and non-judgmental relationship with ourselves can bring deep peace, resilience, and connection. Because true freedom doesn't just come from letting go, it also comes from opening up, with love and understanding, to the whole of our human experience. Karma and responsibility in our lives. In Buddhism, one of the most profound teachings is the law of karma, the principle of cause and effect. According to this teaching, every action we take, whether it's a thought, a word, or a deed, sets into motion a chain of events that will eventually return to us in some form. This doesn't mean that we are punished for our misdeeds or rewarded for our good deeds in a strict or supernatural way. Rather, karma is a natural law, much like gravity. It's the understanding that our actions shape our future experiences. Understanding karma brings a deep sense of personal responsibility. It reminds us that we are not helpless victims of fate, nor are we entirely at the mercy of external circumstances. Instead, we are active participants in creating our own lives. Every moment presents us with a choice: how we respond to stress, how we treat others, how we speak to ourselves. These choices ripple outward, influencing not only our own mental state but also the environment around us. This understanding can be incredibly empowering. When we realize that we have the power to shape our reality through our intentions and actions, we begin to live with more awareness and purpose. We become more mindful of how we act, speak, and think, knowing that these choices matter, not just in a spiritual sense, but in a practical one too. For example, reacting to stress with anger or avoidance can deepen our suffering, while responding with patience or kindness can ease tension and lead to more peaceful outcomes. Karma also invites us to take responsibility for our inner world. Often, we blame others or outside events for our stress and anxiety. While external factors certainly play a role, Buddhism teaches that our internal responses are within our control. When we take ownership of our reactions, we stop looking for someone else to fix our lives and instead start working from the inside out. This doesn't mean blaming ourselves for everything that goes wrong. Responsibility in the Buddhist sense is not about guilt, it's about clarity. It's about seeing our lives as the result of countless small causes and conditions, many of which we have the power to influence. When we act with wisdom and compassion, we plant seeds that lead to peace. When we act out of fear or anger, we plant seeds that often lead to more suffering. Karma also helps us develop patience. Just as it takes time for a seed to grow into a tree, it takes time for the effects of our actions to manifest. This understanding helps us stay committed to positive habits, even when we don't see immediate results. It teaches us to trust the process and to keep showing up for ourselves and others, knowing that each mindful choice contributes to a more balanced and peaceful life. Another important aspect of karma is that it encourages us to treat others with compassion. When we recognize that everyone is experiencing the effects of their own causes and conditions, we become less judgmental. We begin to see that each person is on their own path, influenced by their own karma. This realization helps us respond to others with greater understanding and forgiveness, even when they act in ways that are difficult or hurtful. Ultimately, the law of karma teaches us that we are the authors of our own lives. We may not be able to control every event that comes our way, but we can always choose how we respond. And through our responses, we shape not only our future but also our character, our relationships, and our overall sense of well-being. As you continue your journey toward inner peace, remember that each moment holds the potential for transformation. Every kind word, every compassionate thought, every mindful breath is a cause that leads to more peace, not only for yourself but for the world around you. Understanding impermanence can be one of the most powerful tools in managing anxiety. Often, anxiety stems from our fear of loss or the belief that discomfort will last forever. But when we truly grasp the nature of impermanence, that everything is constantly changing, we can begin to release our attachment to specific outcomes. The fear starts to loosen its grip when we realize that no emotion, no situation, lasts forever. Take difficult emotions like anxiety or sadness, for example. When we're caught in the middle of them, they can feel all-consuming, as if they'll never end. But when we understand they're just temporary experiences passing through, we can meet them with more patience and compassion. We stop resisting and simply allow them to be. That space, of non-resistance, is where healing begins. Rather than fighting our negative feelings or pretending they don't exist, we acknowledge them. We let them rise and fall, just like waves on the ocean. This doesn't make the pain disappear instantly, but it softens it. It creates room for peace. The beauty of impermanence is that it also helps us deal with life's unpredictability. Life will always bring change, losses, transitions, unexpected turns. But when we accept that nothing is fixed or permanent, we develop a kind of flexibility, a quiet resilience. We stop clinging so tightly and start flowing with life, instead of against it. This shift allows us to respond to challenges with more grace and less fear. Mindfulness plays a crucial role here. It brings impermanence out of the realm of philosophy and into our daily experience. When we're mindful, we begin to see clearly how everything changes from moment to moment. The breath, sensations, thoughts, emotions. We learn to witness life as it unfolds, without trying to hold on or push anything away. This awareness makes joyful moments even more precious, and difficult ones less overwhelming. We're no longer caught in the illusion that we can freeze time or control outcomes. Instead, we embrace what is, fully and with an open heart. Attachment to permanence is often the root of our suffering. We cling to relationships, jobs, identities, hoping they'll stay the same forever. But everything evolves. And when we accept that, we stop fearing the end and start appreciating the now. This is not about detachment in the sense of indifference. It's about loving fully without trying to possess. It's about being present, not holding tight. And that, paradoxically, is where we find true freedom. When you live with the awareness of impermanence, you're more present, more alive, more at peace. You stop chasing some future ideal and begin living with gratitude for what's here now. Integrating Buddhist wisdom into daily life. By now, we've explored several foundational Buddhist teachings: mindfulness, compassion, non-attachment, and impermanence. The next question is, how do we apply them in real life? How do we move from theory to practice? The answer is, through simple, consistent action. You don't need to radically change your lifestyle. Small steps taken mindfully make a big impact over time. Let's start with mindfulness. This doesn't only mean sitting in meditation. It means bringing awareness to your everyday activities. Whether you're washing dishes, taking a walk, or talking to a friend, be there. Notice the sensations, the thoughts, the emotions. Instead of rushing through your day on autopilot, slow down. Pay attention. Even something as routine as eating becomes a mindfulness practice. Take a moment to appreciate the texture, flavor, and smell of your food. Chew slowly. Notice the colors. This not only enhances the experience but trains your mind to focus, an invaluable tool for reducing anxiety. Another powerful practice is conscious breathing. The breath is always with you, and it's one of the simplest ways to return to the present moment. When you feel anxious or overwhelmed, pause. Inhale deeply, hold, and exhale slowly. Just a few mindful breaths can reset your nervous system and bring clarity to your mind. Meditation, of course, deepens this awareness. You don't have to meditate for long. Even 5 minutes a day can create noticeable change. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. When your mind wanders, which it will, gently bring it back. No judgment, just awareness. Over time, this trains the mind to be less reactive and more calm. Then there's compassion, starting with yourself. So often, we're our own harshest critics. But true peace begins with self-kindness. When you make a mistake, speak to yourself like you would to a dear friend. Instead of spiraling into self-judgment, offer understanding. This reduces internal stress and helps you meet life with a steadier heart. From there, extend that compassion outward. Smile at a stranger. Offer a helping hand. Listen without interrupting. These small acts shift the energy of our relationships and create meaningful connection. Compassion softens the hard edges of life. It brings warmth into even the most stressful moments. Non-attachment is another key principle. It's not about not caring, it's about letting go of the need to control. When you're in a difficult situation, rather than clinging to a particular outcome, focus on how you show up. Respond with presence, not with resistance. This mindset creates peace even in the middle of uncertainty. And of course, keep the teaching of impermanence close to heart. When you're going through a tough moment, gently remind yourself, this too will pass. That reminder alone can ease your grip on anxiety and help you breathe more freely. These teachings are not abstract ideals reserved for monks or retreats. They're practical tools, designed for everyday life. And the more you practice them, the more natural they become. The goal isn't to eliminate stress or anxiety forever. It's to relate to them in a new way, with clarity, with kindness, and with presence. It's about cultivating a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. So take it step by step. Be gentle with yourself. There's no need to rush or strive for perfection. This is a lifelong journey, and every moment is part of the practice. Thank you for being here on this journey. If you found this video helpful, feel free to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who could benefit. More insights on mindfulness, meditation, and ancient wisdom are on the way. Until next time, may you find peace right here in this present moment.